listening to that by City Girls, am I ever gonna be married? I'm doing it for the plot, that you are on top of your mental health before it gets on top of you. Take the shackles off my feet so I can dance, okay? Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, which probably most of you are because I haven't posted in like 7-8 years. My name is Keela, better known as Keela Cherie. I just decided to get back on YouTube because I've been showcasing and sharing my journey on Instagram, TikTok for about 5 years now. And I was like, why don't I just get on YouTube and try that out? Today we're gonna talk about 5 tips to help you enter your grown woman era / glow up era. Before we start this video, go ahead and make sure you like, subscribe, and comment and share with a friend. Number 1. Be intentional. You have to start thinking long-term about your future. What does your future look like? What kind of career do you want? What kind of place do you want to live in? What city do you want to live in? Do you want to be married? Do you want to have kids? Do you want a big family? Do you want a small family? Like, these are things that you have to start thinking about now in order to start making those life-changing decisions in your daily habits. For example, if you want to be married, there are things you need to be doing now so that later on, let's say 3-5 years down the line, you can be married. You know, hooking up with different guys that really don't serve you. How do you expect to get married? Or believe that you're wife material if you're not even taking yourself serious? You're not taking your goals serious, life serious. No one is gonna take you serious. You have to make sure that the choices that you're making on a day-to-day basis are aligning with your future self. I hear a lot of girls say this, I'm doing it for the plot. I'm not really sure what that means specifically, but in my mind, it means that I'm doing things because right now it sounds good, or right now it feels good, or right now it looks good, instead of thinking about my future self. Like, do you ever have a moment where you're like, oh wow, I really wish I wouldn't have done that? Later on, you're paying for it. A few practical ways you can be intentional in your day-to-day life is to stop and think about what you're gonna do before you do it. For example, plan your week out. What does your day look like? How is this gonna impact your future self? And go from there. Don't just go with the flow. I mean, there are times where going with the flow is like, oh yeah, this is great. Like, we're on a trip, we're going with the flow. In your everyday life, you do not wanna go with the flow. Going with the flow, you're gonna end up in a ditch. Wanna be in a ditch? No, okay. No go, no flow. Number 2. You need to spend time with yourself. It's so important that you're using your 20s to learn what I like, what I don't like. What did I learn from this experience? Reflection is the best teacher. They say experience is the best teacher, but being able to experience something is one thing. But being able to reflect on what happened and take notes on, okay, this went well, that went well, this didn't go well, this is how this made me feel, is the best teacher you can ask for. We're with people all the time, all day long, and we never get really a break to just understand who we are ourselves. But once you become an adult, there's a lot of times where you're gonna be alone. And you have to get comfortable with that. You have to learn how to be alone. And you have to learn to love to be alone, because there's gonna be moments in your life where you can't control that you're alone. You have to know what to do when you're in those moments. And also, you need to know who you are on the back end. Like, who am I without anyone around? What do I like without anyone's opinion? It's just so important to have those questions answered at a very young age, because people will just start making decisions for you. And you'll just wake up in your 30s. I'm not 30, but you'll wake up in your 30s and you'll be like, wait, I didn't want to do any of that. Why did I do that? Spending time alone and with yourself is going to be the biggest thing to your glow up. It's going to help you glow up to be the woman who you've always wanted to be, who God has purposed you to be. You're going to be able to become the best version of you once you learn you. Number 3, this kind of goes into what I was saying about spending time alone, is developing a routine and developing a habit. During your time with yourself, you can understand, what are my daily habits? What do I like to do and how do I like to do them? Do I like to go to the gym in the morning or the night? Am I a person that likes to journal, or do I like to pray in the morning or in the night? You want to understand your daily habits so that you can create a routine that works for you. Having a routine as a individual, not even a woman in her 20s, 30s, or 40s, as a person will lead you to all the success that you desire. Because anything with consistency is going to cause you to have greatness. I'm sorry. It's going to cause you to have greatness. You're developing a routine to work out. What happens? You get better at it. You lose the weight. You gain the weight. Whatever your goal is, it's going to happen. What happens when you develop a skin routine, morning and night? Your skin starts to glow. Your skin gets better. What happens when you're like, okay, I'm going to drink water, get sunlight, and take a walk every day? Your mental health is impacted greatly. It just goes to show that having a routine and being consistent with your life is just going to continue to build on everything that you've started. Little by little, your life is just going to get better. Specifically, as a woman in her 20s, you want to make sure that you are developing some type of fitness routine. You're either walking, you're working out at the gym, you have a trainer, you're going to Pilates, taking swimming lessons, you like cycling. Some type of physical activity needs to be embedded into your routine. Some type of skincare routine needs to be embedded into your routine. Eating better. You want to make sure you're getting fruits and vegetables and water and protein. You want to make sure you're feeding your body good things, and that includes food, drink intake. If you like to meditate, if you like to journal, this is really good for self-reflection. Make it a habit so that you can stay on top of your mental health. This is also something that's very important. You want to make sure that you are on top of your mental health before it gets on top of you. Something that I personally struggled with was letting my anxiety build up, and to the point where one day I get in my car, I'm so stressed out, I'm having an anxiety attack, I get into a car accident. What happened? My mind was so clouded with judgment, with fear, with anxiety, with depression, with everything that I have not released on either paper or to a therapist, or even just said out loud as a prayer or a cry for help. I haven't said anything. It's all just bottled up in here and in here. No. You have to find a way to release those mental thoughts that you're struggling with. You have to find a way to release all of that. And speaking of release, or have to release any toxic energy. That's music, that's people, that's things. Cut it out. Just cut it off, cut it out, reduce it, something. What's going to happen is whatever you're feeding your body and your mind, such as vulgar music, is eventually going to become your reality. So if you're listening to all that, F that, da, 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 shoot, shoot, bang, bang, honestly, what you're going to see. Like, if I'm listening to that by City Girls, am I ever gonna be married? As a woman, you want to keep your mind clear of any distractions. With music, you want to make sure that you're limiting any type of music that goes against what your future is. Thinking about that long-term plan, you want to make sure you're limiting all of that, because what happens is you're intaking that music. And I can speak from experience. I was listening to, and I still love her to this day, Megan Thee Stallion. I was listening to City Girls. I don't even know who else was out during that time, but I would real life think I was them. Like, I'm a city girl, I'm a hot girl. I can do this. Swipe, trick a, I was doing all of that. And not to say that if that's who you want to be, cool, whatever, but if that's not what you're trying to do, if that's not what you're trying to accomplish in your life, if that's not your long-term goal, you need to limit that. That's something you listen to when you party, fine, cool. But every day, and when I say I was listening to it every day, like it was religion, somebody should have took my phone from me. I would wake up listening to that because I was going to the gym. I was going to the gym very early and I needed something to crump me up, Thing I would turn on Future, Meg, City Girls, this, that. All of this type of music that was encouraging the behavior that I was displaying. But then also you need to cut out those people that are weighing you down. Be friends. Those friends that may not be enabling you to be the best version of you. This could be relationships. If you're in a situationship, how is that helping you? I hear a lot of women talk about how, oh, I just get what I need and go. And it's like, I won't get into it. What are you getting? What are you getting? Cut it out. Situationships, those relationships, those platonic friendships, the music. You have to limit the toxic energy. You have to. For me personally, I've started including more R&B. It's very much calming. You feel more love in the songs. It's more togetherness in the songs. Personally, that's what I like. I still listen to gospel. That's in rotation as well. But mostly, I listen to silence. I'm gonna be honest. I appreciate just being able to hear nothing, because I want to hear what I am thinking. I want to know what's going on in my mind. I don't need anyone telling me what I need to think. I don't need anyone telling me how I should do things. I even limit what I see on Instagram, on TikTok. If I hear something that I'm like completely disagree with, I'm gonna swipe. I'm not a prisoner in my phone. I'm not a prisoner in my home. I'm a prisoner nowhere. Shackles are free. Take the shackles off my feet so I can dance. Shackles are free. I am not a prisoner. So that means that I can listen to whatever I want. If I hear something that doesn't align with me, swipe. No need to comment or say anything nasty about what they have going on. Just swipe, block, delete, not interested. That's it. And lastly, number 5, please stop spending unnecessary money. Once again, the doing it for the plot or I'm going with the flow will honestly just lead you into mountains and mountains of debt, mountains of negative bank accounts or whatever. A lot of women in my age group, we are pretty much well into our careers, about 5 years out of college. We're making great money, but then we're also spending. We're spending like drug dealers. And while I love a little splurge, we got to remember our long-term goals. I was a victim. Hell, I was a suspect. I was a suspect to spending unnecessarily. When Delta gave me that credit card, okay, and said 10,000 plus 20,000 plus limits. Oh baby, I said, oh, I could run it up. No. I don't even have to tell you how that story ended, but you don't need to buy everything you see. You don't need to go on every trip that you see on Instagram being taken. You don't need to buy the new camera flash, the new wardrobe, the new shoes. You don't need that stuff. We have to learn to be okay with what we have already. And if we need something else, spend the money. But if you don't need something, there's no reason to be unnecessarily shopping or unnecessarily spending. Or I've even fell victim to or suspect to going out with my friends one weekend where, we going out, we at this most expensive restaurant. So, the bill's like $200 a person. Of course, we had to valet. That was $40. Then we go to the club. We might spend $50 on hookah, right? But it's a $300-ish night. Imagine spending $300 every night of the weekend. Almost $1,000. Personally, I don't have it like that to spend. And if you don't do it. I know people who have gotten shamed. This was my problem. I was so scared of being shamed of, oh girl, I can't come out, I'm trying to save money, that I would go out and spend the money I didn't have. For what? To look cool for some friends that I probably don't even have anymore. Spend some money on some food I didn't even like. To buy some shoes that I probably don't even wear no more that I took to Plato's Closet and only got $10 for. Yeah, so stop spending unnecessary money, because they say like, oh, spend the money, it'll come back to you. Babe, I don't know. I'm still waiting on that $100 that I spent on a concert. I said all that to say, you want to make sure that you're setting yourself up for your future self. Now, got it like that, I just don't recommend spending unnecessarily. If you want to glow up, you want to have money in the bank, and you want to have money saved up, and you want to have an emergency fund, or you want to have a down payment for a house. You want to have money to just be like, okay, I have money for a rainy day, and a rainy day comes and you can take that out. You want to have a cushion for yourself. That's something a grown woman has. A grown woman is secure in herself, her bank account, her looks, her circle, her love life, her family, her communication. A grown woman is all of those things. So I don't want to make this video too much longer, but I do want to recap. Number 1, be intentional and think long term. Number 2, spend time alone and with yourself. Number 3, find a routine, develop a routine. Number 4, cut off any toxic energy. Music, friends, relationships, things. And number 5, stop spending unnecessary money. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share with a friend, comment, let me know what other videos you want to see, and if I left anything off, let me know in the comments. See y'all next time.